Hi, I'm Rome, and I'm the Media Relations Coordinator for this year's Pinoys on Parliament. Today, I'm sitting down with past delegates who have taken the time to share their unique experiences with pop with all of you. We also talk about how pop has helped them bridge the Pagitan in their own lives. For myself and the rest of the communications team, we hope you enjoy this video. So, introduce yourself.
My name is Norie. I'm 18 years old. I'm in first year nursing at the University of New Brunswick.
Hi, I'm Dennise and Del Mundo. I'm 20, and the role I play in POP, well, I was one of the people that helped in the start of Kabangka.
My name is Christian Lodores. I'm born and raised here in Treaty 7 territory, also known as Calgary. I went to POP first in 2020 as a delegate.
I'm Danielle Barbajo. I'm 18. I attend the University of Manitoba as a first-year student, and I'm involved with POP as the Director of Social and Cultural Affairs.
How did you find out about pop?
Oh, actually, it was from Ate Ira Mamis, who is from Yukon, and she shared something about POP, and I was like intrigued by it, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? And I asked my friend about it, and she said, do you want to go? I'm like, I want to go, but it's all the way in Ottawa, and I'm like, how am I gonna travel at grade 11 going all the way to Ottawa from like New Brunswick? But at the same time, I wasn't sure if I was able to like miss school and be in person in Ottawa, but then like COVID happened, so it was online, and it actually had so much benefits because like even though it was online, I still met people from all across Canada.
The first year that Focus, the FSA at Concordia University in Montreal, was running. Well, it's its first year of revival. And actually the reason why Focus is even a thing now is because Kiara Palanca or Chloe Palanca, whoever you know her to be. She went to POP in 2019 and realized there wasn't a bigger Montreal representation. There was only Mufasa, which is the McGill FSA.
And another individual, Simon, actually, who's based here in Calgary. I didn't actually meet him at POP. I met him at a different political event here in Calgary. And then we sort of got engaged and we realized that we were both involved in POP just at different times.
I saw it through a bunch of like reposts on Instagram, and February came and I just saw it on At the Venus's story. I tend to like join workshops on a spontaneous like action, and yeah, so.
Did your participation in pop make you closer to other Filipinos in your local community?
It was very eye-opening for me to see just the breadth and the overall scale in which Filipino-Canadians are involved in their local communities, at the university level, and in their professional careers as well.
Why is this sense of community important to you?
I missed a whole lot about my home in the Philippines when I was growing up here. I really wanted to reconnect back and see how I can connect with my because I'm also involved in the Filipino community back home in Bathurst, but since I was kind of like the only youth there, I wanted to see if there's other youths that are involved within the Filipino community and take that as an inspiration to be like one here as well. So with POP, it was really special. I was like, it was unbelievable how many youths across Canada was able to participate in such one event. It was really amazing.
How has pop inspired you to be a leader in other spaces?
I've definitely learned a lot through the people who definitely represent us in Canadian media, social media, other different fields, and just learning how to be a leader, especially for Filipino heritage. My Filipino heritage definitely was needed to be seen, to be heard, especially since I grew up in a school where it was a bunch of Filipinos. And then going out of my middle school, graduating and moving on to high school, I didn't realize that I was a minority until I got out of the Filipino community. And POP definitely empowered me through the workshops, panels to better, advocate, to better speak, and to go out of my way to represent the Filipino community in, some capacity, even though a lot of things are put online. And it just makes me want to be the representation I didn't have when I was a child. And going forward, I definitely want to see the Filipino youth community grow in terms of mental health advocacy, activism, like not just for our Filipino community locally, but also connecting back to our roots in the Philippines.
What does Pagitan mean to you?
Pagitan.
Yeah.
Pagitan is an illusion. But like living in Montreal, you get to see so many types of Filipinos, I feel. Like there's Filipinos that grew up here, and then there's Filipinos that got here when they're 15. Filipinos that got here when they're 5. That like this is all within the same age group, by the way. Like there's so many people in the same age group but have different Filipino experiences. And for some reason, we're supposed to have like this pagitan between all of us because we're so different, but like I guess it depends on perception. Some people look at differences, but I see variety, I see diversity, I see, you know what I mean? Like it's a matter of words, I think. And that's why I think pagitan is just like a concept that's in your head, rather than a, fact.
In your daily life, how do you preserve your Filipino identity while living in Canada?
For me, I currently work at the Filipino community here in New Brunswick. So I'm one of the coordinators that kind of represent in a youth perspective. So I still keep in touch with my community and also get really involved with them. And also back home in Bathurst, I still also get involved with my own Filipino community there, even though it's really small. So that's how I kind of connect my ties with the Filipino community as much as I can, but also like balancing with my Canadian friends and hanging out with them.
What is the most important lesson Pop has taught you?
That is a good question. I think for me, with pop, I think it's not necessarily a lesson, but it's more of a revelation, is the fact that we are not invisible. There's this constant narrative that Filipino Canadians aren't invisible because we, again, aren't necessarily taking up spaces that are explicit. Our role as Filipinos in Canadian society has continued to grow. And Alberta also has invisibility when it comes to Black individuals, because the Black community has been here for a very long time, and there's this narrative that there's no Black people in Alberta or in the prairies necessarily, right? And that's simply not true. It's just this invisibility that has been placed upon BIPOC folks, and that includes Filipino Canadians as a whole.